Max Bianco, how are you doing, man?
Grand, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing amazing, mate. Now, obviously, we're here with Songbird PR, Music Box and Songbird PR, to get to know Max Bianco a little bit more. So, I want to start off with where did it start with your music journey?
I remember I stole my brother's guitar off him when I was younger. And it pretty much started from there, really. Like, it only had about it had three strings on it. And I used to sit and try and figure songs out, you know. It just basically evolved from that. I ended up running away from the Northeast. And here we are.
Yeah, and when did you know that, music was something that you really wanted to do?
I don't think I did, to be honest.
Just come naturally, did it?
Yeah, it's kind of a joke that got out of hand.
Hmm. And is this something that you're wanting to do, like, in the future, like, as a career?
Yeah, I can't. I can't really do anything, to be honest. Like, or do anything else, really. It's just, it's like I don't know, man. I used to like write poetry and songs and stuff when I was younger. And it's kind of like the only way I can describe it is it's like being thirsty. You don't really think about going to your sink and grabbing a glass of water. You
Hmm.
just do it, don't you? You can't. I bet you can't remember the last glass of water you went and got, because you just did it because you're thirsty. And that's like where it is with songwriting and performing. Really, I guess that you just have. I feel like you just have to do it. Like, well, I have. I feel like I have to just do it without the bed, and it just happens, really.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously love it, right?
Yeah, man. Like, I couldn't imagine my life any other way. Like, I'm so glad, really, because I'm not one cut out for like some routine or something like that, man. Like, I remember when I was in Germany I was staying with a friend over there and her family, and I've been there for like a day too long. And there was one breakfast they were like talking about start the conversation with routine work. I love going to work, and I'm like, oh, here we go. I was like, I know, it give me a realization, man. Like, I really don't want to know where I'm going to be Wednesday, 3 o'clock in 2 weeks.
Hmm.
I mean, some people do, and I think that's amazing. Like, but me personally, I couldn't. I'd just feel too trapped down if that was the case.
Yeah. So is it living in the moment?
Oh yes.
I think that's a good way to live, because like it's always going to leave you with mysteries coming up and you never know. It's like that 9 to 5. What do you think of, obviously it might not be for you, but what do you think of like that 9 to 5 life?
I think it's good for some people. Like, a lot of people like to embrace routine, and it makes people more productive in a lot of ways. And me personally, it wouldn't make me productive. It'd make me frustrated, and I can only speak from my point of view on that. Like, I don't like it, but somebody will have a complete different view on it, and they'll probably hate my kind of approach to life. 'Cause I don't think about the big outcome. I don't care if there is one or isn't one, to be honest.
Mm. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, man. I mean, so throughout all this time, when you started, how long has it been since you started making original music?
Uh, first song, first song I wrote was a poem I do at school about the First World War. It was like these two verses. It was just about the trenches, and my teacher at the time, he was just like really impressed about it, and I was like, "What? Like, it's anybody could fucking do what I've just done there, you know?" Like, I was really not shocked. I was shocked that it was good in the class, if you know what I mean. And then when I started figuring out guitar and stuff, I just put some chords to that song there to that poem. And that was like my first song, really. So I guess like it just slowly developed from that. It just became just something that I've realized I was not good at doing, but that I could do. Feel like a jigsaw puzzle.
Mm.
Takes me a long time sometimes, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, was there anyone that you particularly looked up to, in the music scene back then or even now?
yeah, my two biggest well, the Libertines is what influenced me to write music. To be honest, I remember seeing them on. I used to go and stay at my dad's every 2 weeks, and Top of the Pops came and did this thing on a Sunday where they just recap over the years, and they showed the Libertines doing Time for Heroes, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, I'd seen nothing like it in my life. Then a couple of years later, I was at a house party. My friend was playing them on the on an iPod, and I was like, "That's that fucking band," And I really got involved listening to them, and I'd already been writing a few songs, but that spared me to writing even more and becoming like actually think about being a songwriter. And actually it made it feel like life's a bit possible, like, kind of give me a bit of a what's the right word for it? It kind of I don't know, I didn't feel like I felt like I'd found there was people that I needed, or there was people like me out there. And years later when I heard that they opened the hotel, I once read, because Bob Dylan's my other idol, and I read Bob Dylan once, when Woody Guthrie was in hospital, Bob Dylan was like, well, I'll just go and fucking visit him. So when I heard the Albion Rooms open, I thought, well, I'll just go and fucking visit them. And so I
Yeah.
went on a pilgrimage, and yeah, man, like it was everything I dreamed it could be. Now I get to play some shows with the guys who like influenced me to write music, really.
And would you say that, their sound can be kind of spotted in your music as well? Do you take, sounds from them and kind of can you
I,
see in your music?
I think definitely, yeah, because I listened to them, like listened to them to death, So to
Mm.
me, at one point in my life, it was like the only thing that music sounded like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still really highly inspired by them, and I'm really grateful that like I get to be involved. Get to go and play shows with them, and yeah, I fully respect them for that. They do it with a lot of artists as well. Like the supports on their tours are just it's incredible, because I know I'm friends with most of them now as well.
Mhm.
Support artists, it's like a massive Adams family.
Yeah. And what's it like, looking up to people like that and then in the future you're actually like working with them?
It's weird, man. Like to be honest, I try not to think about it too much, because um, it's kind of something you always wanted. I think it was natural I was going to gravitate towards at some point anyway. And it was down to Carl Barrett really who pushed it together. Like he was the one who really like made it happen. And I don't really think about it, because like I don't know, it's bizarre for me because I'm from the northeast, man. Like my hometown, dreams don't come true. It could end up as a nightmare as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, you broke the chain. You broke out, and I mean, look where you are now. And what is your dream, as an artist? What do you want, like, at the end of all of this?
I just want to keep being able to do what I'm kind of doing already, really, but on a slightly bigger scale would be nice. Just to tour and release music and meet people and travel, man. Like I hate being in the same place for too long, so I love to travel around a lot more. And yeah, just keep meeting people and keep writing and recording and just having a fucking laugh, basically, man. Just
Yeah,
make them, you know what I mean?
yeah. And is that something that you stuck by? What's the most important thing that you've maybe stuck by throughout all this time?
That life's funny. It's just funny, man. Like there's nothing you can't turn it to make it funny. I mean, there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of everything. But if you sat around the table with someone at the end of the day, you're lucky to be there. And if you sat there and you're having a pint with somebody, or some food or something, you've managed to make it with safety points. And so life's funny, man. Like it's just hilarious. All the horrible things you can tell them, just exist and just get through it. Like dodge it if you can.
Yeah. Wow, man. Wow, that's awesome. Like, that's just I've never had a response like that. Like, life's funny, and obviously you have a certain way of living it. It's just kind of living in the moment, as we spoke about. I think it's really quite incredible, man.
Yeah, it's the only way to deal with it, really. The world's falling apart anyway, so just fuck it, man.
Yeah, you could be singing while the world's burning with the Libertines.
Yeah. That there, the Albion Rooms crying when we see the big mushroom cloud approaching.
You'll just be sat there singing.
Yeah, so I'll probably be laughing, pouring a pint.
Yeah, life's funny. Yeah. I mean, what would you say to yourself, when you first started? If you could say something to yourself now, what would you say?
um, Practice the piano early on.
Okay.
I wish I'd learned
Practice.
piano.
Mm. Yeah, and for those that are starting out, like new musicians, what would you say to those? Maybe those that are feeling as if, it's hard to get into the music scene or feeling unmotivated. What would you say to those?
I'd say to them, don't, if they really, really want to be in this kind of life, don't be expecting too much, because you never know, it's the probability of anything successful in that sense happening is really short. But always live and breathe it, make it you, because it is your identity. And if you live and breathe it, even if you take a slow approach, you're going to slowly build up a fan base. You're going to slowly, you'll get some degree of what you're after, or what you're chasing. Nobody knows what they're really chasing anyway, man. Like, but to them, I think just persevere, and we're all in this together. We're all musicians. Just like look out for each other, really. Like I've met a lot of musicians who can't wait to sting you or stab you in the back. It's like, what's the point? It's not a competition. It's we're
Mm.
all the same. This, and like our duty as songwriters is to resonate with people to some degree that maybe somebody else hasn't said something to them in a certain way. So you write it in a song and it resonates, like, so yeah, just stick at it, If
Yeah.
you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Yeah, yeah. And does your music like have a certain message? I know you talked about resonating, but does it have a certain message that people can resonate with?
Yeah, it depends what day of the week you listen to it, I reckon.
People can take their own meanings.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I always say, like, because all your favorite songs are Wells, right? I don't know, what's your favorite song, would you say, or favorite artist?
I really at the moment I've been listening to Sultans of Swing a lot. Like
Like,
that's my favorite song.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure, my neck of the woods, him actually. But yeah, you weren't even alive when he wrote that song, but that
Oh
song
yeah.
resonated, yeah, in a degree where you really feel it. You're behind it, but you didn't say them words. But when you're listening to it, you feel like you have said those words. So to be honest, it doesn't matter what he really wrote it about, does it? At the end of the day, so it is songs for. It's down to the listener to interpret the song, and I
Yeah.
think if a song can do that and make somebody feel it as their own, I think that's magical. I think you connect with somebody on a level there that it's unwritten, apart from the song that was written. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy how you can make certain sounds and you make this music in a studio or some people even in their bedroom or when they're feeling crap they make music and they feel amazing they make music but then people listen to it and they take different things from it and then they feel a certain way when they listen to the music and they might not even know who the person is and I just think
Yeah.
it's amazing how you can connect to people through music like you can't with anything else in the world really.
Somebody once told me there's a fine line between a magician and a musician, or magic and music.
Okay.
And I believe that actually. I think it's something we all gravitate to. We don't know why, but I'm currently sat in a venue called the 6-6. It's in Cambridge, and my friend Adam, I became friends with him after he's owned this place for a couple of years, and I did a couple of shows and got really friendly. He's one of my best friends ever now, and he's managing me with Sally, and
Mm.
he's created this place. And I was here one night, and I think it'd been a rock night, and I was in here, and I had like a Burberry shirt on, and like normally rock fans, I don't know if they're into that kind of thing. I don't know, but everybody was just getting on with everybody, and the atmosphere was incredible. And I think that's what music does. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
who you are, where you're from. Like music brings people together, I think, and nobody knows why or how, but it just is.
Yeah, it's so true. It's just that thing that I mean, some people, don't like music, and I find that crazy. Like, how can you not? There's got to be something for everyone. But like, it's no matter where you kind of turn up, like an event and stuff. People most of the time will always welcome you. Doesn't matter who you are, and everyone's there for a reason. It's to enjoy the music.
Yeah, it just brings all walks of life together in one place, and yeah, it's a fascinating thing. But I think that's why people write it or people listen to it so much because we don't understand it.
Mm,
And I think songs are just little tiny pebbles of trying to understand what it means, really, but we never will.
yeah, but that's the beautiful art of it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you write music yourself?
I don't actually know. I'm actually learning the guitar at the moment.
Oh, like
Um,
few cards if I ever get a chance to meet up with you.
Yeah, yeah, oh, definitely. Like one thing I'm struggling with at the moment, and I don't know why. I've been like, I don't really learn music, so I like just making my own little tunes. Nothing
That's
serious.
that's the best way to do it. That's how everybody starts
Yeah,
off. I think like just enjoy doing it, and 'cause at the end of the day, whatever you create, it wasn't created before, so you've added something to whatever that big, massive fucking music is. You've
yeah.
added already, like. I think that's amazing as it is. So yeah,
I'm just trying to learn. I'm learning and learning. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm not taking it seriously.
yeah.
I don't know if I want to be a musician, maybe in the future, but it's just bar chords. I just can't get them down.
Oh man, they're bastard to fucking get your hands up. Eventually, like my handspan on my fretboard hand is
Wow.
because
Yeah.
I always do like mad bar chords and
You've got no problem.
stretch your hand a bit, you know, like pulling it a bit or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Do like hand exercises. I don't know if that's a thing, but
Yeah, we'll invent some.
yeah, exactly. It might help out. I need to learn
How
them
many
bar
pints can
chords.
you carry in one hand? Might stretch your might stretch enough fingers. Do it.
You're
Yeah.
showing off your hands. Oh my God. But yeah, as a, it's been great chatting to you, mate. And as
Like what?
something to wrap it all up, what can we see from you in the next 6 months to a year?
Um, I don't know. I
Living in the
guess,
moment.
yeah, I guess whatever happens. Like, I don't know if there's anything to look forward to. Maybe it's hopefully gone to at some point. Maybe it's an album. I don't know. I'll just see what happens, really. Just, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know, then no one else does, and it leaves as a mystery.
Yeah, that's it. I like that answer. Yeah, it's a mystery.
Yeah. And we'll finish there. Thank you so much, Max, for joining me and having a chat.
Thank you so much. You take care
All
now.
right. Cheers.